How's it going, guys? Easy PC here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be bringing you the best $800 gaming PC that money can buy in January of 2020. In fact, this gaming PC is actually under $800 and it's going to make a killer gaming machine for the year ahead. This PC is going to be able to smash 1080p with ease, as well as 1440p if you're willing to turn down your settings slightly, but still you'll be able to game in really awesome resolutions with great graphical settings. This thing will be able to handle pretty much anything you throw at it, and because of the fast processor and fast RAM that we're going to be using, you'll even be able to do a lot of other cool stuff like rendering, recording, streaming, all that good stuff. So this is a pretty good mid-range PC, and I really think that $800 is a great budget for a gaming PC. Now, as always, you can find all of the parts listed and linked down below in the description, and if you want to check out the full build guide as well as an awesome $800 gaming PC pre-built option, you can go ahead and check out our website to see the build guide there. That's going to be linked down below as well. That being said, we're going to hop right into it. Starting off with the processor, I went for the Intel Core i5-9600KF. Now that AMD's been flipping Intel the bird in the budget market for quite a bit, it seems Intel's finally decided it's time to show them who's boss. Not only does it offer that amazing baseline performance, but you know what that K designation means. Overclocking, baby. Paired alongside a Z390 motherboard, you can expect it to hit upwards of 5 GHz with the right cooler, and boy, did we try to get you one. But one thing you should know with 9th generation Intel CPUs, if you're coming back from a long break, is that the chips designated with the F in the name do not have integrated graphics. So don't go into it without a dedicated GPU expecting something crazy to happen. Of course, this is a gaming PC, so I don't know why you'd be using integrated graphics, but just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, we haven't really included CPU coolers all that much in a lot of our builds, since nowadays included stock coolers have been holding their own against their aftermarket counterparts. However, since the overclockable Intel processors do not include coolers at all, we've got to find something, and something good. The Arctic Freezer Extreme Rev 2.0 is what we chose, and it's one of the cheapest 120mm CPU coolers you can find on the market. But even with this low price, it delivers outstanding performance with its 1500 RPM maximum speed output. Coming in clutch, the MSI Z390 Pro is the motherboard of choice. This is an ATX board, and it gives you beautiful overclocking potential. And the best part is this motherboard is cheaper than its AMD counterpart. This thing has great overclocking, it's really easy to work with, it has awesome BIOS which actually allow you to overclock very easily. Pairing this puppy with our chosen i5-9600KF will give you an amazing head start for gaming especially, and with this board you'll be able to push it towards 5 GHz or even further, as we mentioned before. Sticking to that theme of overclocking, since that's what the Z390A Pro is all about, Intel has recently released a new overclocking utility to compete against AMD's Ryzen Master. Intel's new one-click Intel Performance Maximizer utility allows you to overclock your processor from Windows, and it handles all the numbers itself, subverting the need to enter the BIOS. Moving on to the RAM, I went for the Patriot Viper 4 Blackout kit. This is a DDR4 3000 MHz RAM kit, and we actually went for 16 gigs of RAM. So we're going to be harnessing a 2x8 GB stick, which is going to harness dual channel memory. Now, that's actually faster than single channel, which would mean if I had one 16 GB kit in the build, this is actually a lot faster, and it's going to increase your speed even more. This 16 GB kit of memory is going to crush both 1080p and 1440p, and in addition, if you're one of those people who has to have a million Chrome tabs open at once, this RAM will help with that too, because we all know Chrome is really power hungry. Once again, overclocking may be your breakthrough, but unfortunately there's no automatic overclocking utility for RAM. For a guide to overclocking system memory, you can actually find it on our website. Even without overclocking though, the base clock of 3000 MHz makes sure you won't lag behind anywhere, be it Chrome, Firefox, Brave, or God forbid, Edge. And at 16 GB total memory, trust me, you won't run out unless you really need 100 tabs and 12 games open at the same time. In that case, you've got 2 extra memory slots on the motherboard for upgrades. We got your back. Lightning fast storage is the name of the game these days, which is why this build is rocking a solid state drive. They have crazy fast boot speeds, and maps will load very quickly. With your OS and drivers installed on your SSD, your PC is going to be fast and responsive, especially when booting. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit a massive SSD in the build because we wanted to make room for the more important GPU and CPU as well as RAM, but this thing gets the job done, and if you've got an extra 20 to 30 bucks in your budget, I'd highly recommend increasing your SSD size to 240 to maybe even 480 gigabytes. But here's the deal, guys, having an SSD for your Windows and drivers is crucial because having your OS on your SSD is going to make your PC boot incredibly quickly. There are no moving parts, and it's going to be lightning fast. If you've ever felt like your PC takes a while to warm up, That's because you probably have your OS currently on your mechanical drive, which are old and slow compared to the newer forms of flash storage. With that in mind, it is highly recommended that you load your Windows and drivers onto your SSD as opposed to your mechanical drive. However, it wouldn't be very cost effective if you had a giant SSD and no mechanical storage, which is why for our mechanical mass storage solution, we went for the Seagate Barracuda. This thing is a 2 terabyte mass storage drive, and it actually has a 256 megabyte cache, and it only is around $50, which means you're getting 2 terabytes of storage for $50, which is, I mean, dude, it's dirt cheap. Come on, this thing is awesome. So you can put all of your applications, files, movies, games, programs, everything on your mass storage drive. So that means that you're not going to be bogging down your SSD with all of those things that don't need to have a lightning fast storage solution, because it doesn't really matter if you have your, let's say, movies or files or applications on your mass storage drive. You only need to put your most important programs that you want to be really quick on your SSD. Everything else can be stored on the mass storage drive, and they can always be moved between one another as well. Moving on to the graphics card, drumroll please. I went for the Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1660 Ti overclocked version. The next generation of graphics cards is upon us, guys, and this graphics card is an absolute monster. It handles 1080p with ease and can even game in 1440p with good settings. It actually has 6 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM, GDDR6 to be specific. It has a really fast base clock speed of 1500 MHz and can boost up to 1860 MHz. It actually has 2 fans as well, which means it's going to have a great cooling solution if you choose to overclock. Now, for the power supply, we went for the Rosewell 500 watt 80 plus bronze semi-modular power supply. This thing has become pretty popular thanks to its affordability and bang for your buck. You're getting a pretty beefy power supply that's efficient and semi-modular. Now, there are more efficient and fully modular power supplies out there, but the price is a lot higher, and for what we needed to do, I don't think it was worth it. If you want to run SLI in the future, you may need to upgrade, but for now, the single GPU is pretty darn powerful, and this thing's going to get the job done. And did I mention it's semi-modular? I think I did, but anyway, that means that it's going to have great cable management, which is going to be really important with our case, because I'll be honest, I tried to scam out on the case just a bit to fit some better parts into the build. But don't get me wrong, the Cougar MX330 is still one amazing ATX mid-tower case. It has a great design, superb airflow, and especially paired with our semi-modular power supply, it has pretty easy cable management. And despite its smaller size, it has a spacious interior. So, this thing is going to be able to fit a full 86 motherboard, of course, and it also offers a power supply shroud that's really wonderful, which keeps your PSU and hard drives out of view from the rest of your lovely components. Now, I will say one downfall of this case is the acrylic side panel window, which can be a huge turnoff for a lot of gamers, but honestly, it really isn't that bad. In fact, a friend of mine even sourced a random tempered glass side panel off of eBay, and it happened to fit perfectly. This cool case even has 4 front USB ports, 2 2.0 USBs and 2 3.0 USBs, as well as a 5¼ inch drive bay if that suits your fancy. As far as gaming benchmarks go, this thing crushes in all games. You can check out all the benchmarks on the website, but this thing really crushes, and it's awesome. So I hope you love this build as much as I do. It's going to crush 2020, and I hope you guys do too. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.